kind of impressive that they're worse than they were in the previous title. You could just sit in a corner and people will spawn on top of you. The whole team will. Ranked is coming out January 17th, which I can't wait for. Can't come soon enough, bro.
I can't wait for Ranked. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I didn't see anybody being like, dude, no. Everyone was like, get him out. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 150 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And Justin, Happy New Year to you, bro.
I know. Happy New Year.
This is weird because, spoiler alert, we are still doing this on December 21st.
Yeah.
2023. So we haven't had it yet, but we're in the future here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the first episode of the year. And yeah, I mean, thankfully we're not there just yet because today you're a little under the weather, yes?
Yeah. I mean, last episode that you guys have listened to, still under the weather. It's within the same week. So
yeah, people are like, bro, you got worse over a span of a week. God damn, your immune system's terrible. Yeah, no, we did our first episode on Monday, and now today we're doing this. This is Thursday, so it's only a couple days.
Yeah, we're trying to get ahead of the holidays.
So
you're gonna be traveling.
Yeah. I'm going to Vermont for the holidays. I just texted my brother because he's like, "You bringing the PlayStation 5?" I'm like, Of course. I can't not game for that long. Like, I'm gonna be up there. I'm going there Saturday. Well, tomorrow I'm leaving after work, so I gotta pack up everything, and then we're gonna come back down Wednesday. That's too much time to not be playing a game. You know, I have to. If it's a day or two, I'm like, all right, I'll go without. But it's going to get boring up there for a little bit on some of those off days, especially at night. So I got to bring it.
That's some good single player time.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Well, one, I have to beat Valhalla. I don't know when that's going to happen. But I realized that the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West dropped like months and months ago.
Oh, really?
Completely forgot about it. So that's going to be something I'm going to be playing after Valhalla.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. I'm sure other people listening can maybe feel it because once Call of Duty came out, that was pretty much it for us.
Yeah.
Like on the single player games. I mean, I'll still play, like a little bit throughout the week if I get a chance. But maybe totaling like half an hour, 45 minutes. And it's all, like we've talked about it before, it's all games that I've beaten hundreds of times. Like I can't go and sit down and play like you're doing Valhalla or like I'm playing Horizon. I can't sit down for half an hour and play that game.
Yeah, because you gotta concentrate while you're playing.
Yeah.
It's not enough time.
Yeah. And I was happy to hear too, other people feel that. They're like, they can't just go and play a single player game, hop in for 10 minutes and play or something like that. COD, you can, but most single player games, I'm like, brother, if I don't have an hour or two set aside, I'm not touching it.
Yeah. It's you have to invest time. Invest in your game.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one benefit of COD. You can just jump in, you can play a game, and then you're like, all right, I'm out of here. Take you 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
If you've got that time. Which for me, I still wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I can't play COD for one game. I got to go play at least like, I don't know, 8, 10 games, something like that if I can. But nevertheless, though, we've been hanging out. I mean, overall, the season grind is still among us. It's still going along. We were just talking beforehand how they just put out double XP. I don't know how long it's going to go for. But they did it across the board, and we had mentioned like I don't feel as excited about double XP anymore. Like compared to back in the day when there would be a double XP weekend and you'd be so amped and you're like talking to your friends being like, "Oh, dude, we got to go and just play all day." Now they have it all the time and I just don't care anymore.
Yeah. It's kind of sad because the double XP it was so exclusive. It's like they would only drop it a couple times, like certain weekends, and you could buy like codes from like Mountain Dew, and that was it. But now I feel like they just drop it a lot. And also too, I think it's the season like tiers, like you're gonna get double XP, hit max level, but you're not max level in the game.
Yeah, I think that's like it's a weird thing because
Yeah.
like usually what I'll do is I'll hit max level before I finish the battle pass,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
then plus the battle pass is giving you all those tokens too,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the, again, this just goes back to like the level cap. Like the prestiges were fine the way they were, but the the fact that you get this much double XP and then you hit max level in the season doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
It's only good when one of us is like lacking and we're like, oh, we need double XP before the season ends so we can get
right.
to that last level. But yeah, no, like it'd be cool to be back in the day. You grind double XP, and if you are not there that weekend, your friends are all like a whole prestige and a half or 2 prestiges ahead of you, and you're like, no shot, you're catching up.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like too now because there's so many levels, I would have to assume that's why they give so many double XP weekends or like give the tokens out because I don't really know how. I mean, it obviously is possible to do it without double XP tokens, but man, you'd have to play so much to be able to hit that like the max level in the game without using a single moment of double XP, you know?
I don't know because I feel like
Yeah, I
we
don't know.
do
What
it.
do you think?
No, I think you're wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I definitely play enough, um, and like I don't need to pop double XP tokens.
Well, like the tokens, but then also with all the weekends that they do.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
don't think you need all those double XP weekends.
Yeah. I
I
don't
really
know. I mean,
don't.
yeah, it seems like now, especially with these levels, like with it being 1,000 and then every level after that being 65. I mean, it just takes way longer now to level up compared to back
Mhm.
when it was just 10 prestiges and
Yeah,
once you got to 65 and went to second prestige level 1, it was all the same again. You know,
yeah,
like you only needed like 200 XP to do it,
mhm.
you know? Now it's so much harder to actually level up in the game compared to back in
Yeah.
the day.
I mean, it's definitely longer, but I don't think you need all these double XP weekends. Like, I mean, dude, I have what in this game, I have like almost 2.5 days like
Yeah,
total, and I'm over a
it's nuts.
hundred. Like, I think I think it's just because of the season passes. It makes it feel like it's so much longer. And I mean, like, imagine if there was no prestige cap back in the day when we played.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be way, way higher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think now, like, if we were playing on MW3 back in the day, what prestige we would be right now? I mean, we'd
Yeah.
probably be, I don't know, like, well, we'd probably be like around second prestige already, third
Yeah.
prestige. You know? I feel like it was so much easier to be grinding out that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and plus for me too, I liked the prestige back then because it was a mental battle, you know? Like when you would get that new emblem and you knew every time it was gonna be 65, 65, or whatever the level cap was.
Hmm.
But now it's a lot harder because you're like, oh, you gotta get to level 250, you know, and then you gotta sit around and wait,
Yeah. It was
you know.
MW3 was 80.
Yeah,
But yeah, now it's like, yeah, you hit the max level and you just wait. But back then when you prestige, it meant something because you prestige and you lose everything. Like you're not keeping anything. And then you have to grind your way back up.
yeah, I can't remember what COD was it. Do you remember where they allowed you to get that prestige token where you could go and keep one of the items?
It was MW3. Like I think
Yeah,
that was a start, yeah.
that's
But
I think you're
that
right.
that was the advantage that
Yeah,
of actually no, there was really no advantage of prestiging. Because again, you lose everything. But
yeah,
yeah, like if you got to that max prestige, like everybody knew, oh, this person grinds.
yeah,
And like yeah, the prestige tokens like did help, but because then you could unlock like the ACR with MP7 and just
yeah. I
keep that
remember.
forever.
I remember that's what I did. Yeah, I would go and unlock those two, like first prestige ACR, second one MP7,
Hmm.
and then pretty much after that, it didn't matter what you would use, you know. Because I remember with that COD too, those guns, I believe they unlocked. And no, the MP7 did way later in the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
late 50s.
Yeah. Which is kind of wild because it was like an insane gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that a lot more. I mean, right now, like I said, since it's only 250 levels, it's not a big deal that they've got the double XP weekend going on. It does feel a bit cheap. I don't know if we're just getting old or
Mhm.
what the deal is, but I don't get that that Christmas level excitement anymore when I'm like, oh man, it's double XP. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I just don't there's no reason. Like,
Yeah.
if they made it way more exclusive, then yeah, I would get it, but there's nothing really exclusive about the season tiers. It's like all
No.
of us will get to 250 if you play enough.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, then the double XP like weekends, they just throw them out like so often now. So
Yeah, and you look at the like roadmap for the actual battle pass. I mean, dude, there's so much double XP and there's so much COD points in there too. Which
yeah,
we had talked about in the last episode. Like it is great that they're adding a lot of extra stuff, which we'll end up going into a little bit here. But I also think too that adding in the COD points and the double XP, that's when they're like, okay, how do we fill out this roadmap here? We don't have like other content that we can add. Like we don't got new skins, new like weapon camos, etc. They're like, oh, let's just throw them with double XP.
yeah,
And you go through it, I'm like, dude, they're dishing it out all the time for you.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. The roadmap too. It's like I don't even look at it. Oh well, also I don't even like use most of the stuff. I go and
Yeah.
pick and choose. I mean, the last season of MW2, I picked and choose the double XP ones just because we were trying to wrap up MW2 as quickly as we could.
Yep.
But yeah, I literally just unlock tokens and then just go and unlock everything as fast as I can, and then I
Yeah.
never touch it because most of the
Yeah.
stuff in there like isn't cool enough for me to like equip.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I'm doing the same thing now with the unlocks where I don't have it on auto unlock anymore. Because I remember I was doing that for so long,
Mm-hmm.
but it just made no sense because if you just go in there and get the tokens, you can just carve your own path with those, like whatever you actually want.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I haven't used them in a while, so I looked it up on my thing. It was last night when I was playing, and I had like 30 something tokens. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I gotta actually use these
just go
things,
spend them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's glitched right now. Like when you go and spend your tokens, the screen like freezes for a sec, and then doesn't spend your token.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Does it
annoying.
unlock the thing though, or no?
Yeah, it does, but like it freezes.
Ah, okay. When I used a couple of them yesterday, dude, it seemed like it's just mad slow. Like you're talking about that freezing and glitching. It's
Yeah,
just not smooth at all.
yeah, no. Which I
You know?
I don't know what that is because I've never had that issue in MW2.
No, I remember that in MW2. I never had that problem at all.
Yeah,
But in this, it's like it's poorly optimized or something.
yeah,
You know, their money making area. They like did a bad job on it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but no, nevertheless though, I mean it's going okay. Like I gotta comb through the rest of it to see what they actually have to offer. They got some cool skins in there.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm not really sweating it too much. When I did play since we last recorded, was they added in the new like the new maps or like reimagined maps, I guess you could call them.
Hmm.
Can't remember exactly what they were here. I had them pulled up. It was a shipments and hangover.
Yeah, the holiday maps.
Yeah. Dude, I really like them.
Hmm.
I think it's just weird seeing those maps. Like shipment, not so much, but seeing the other one, high rise, like in a different layout or just like a different vibe to it overall.
Hmm.
Like there's like snow on the ground and it's at nighttime. There's lights everywhere and shit. Like it's really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wish they did that stuff a lot more
Yeah,
with like in these holiday editions or like whatever it may be, just to kind of spice them up.
yeah. No, I'm glad they're doing it because I think they've been doing it lately, like past couple of years. They've
Yeah.
been adding like maps and updating them. It's just like you said, it's just fun.
Yeah, it adds a different look to them and a different vibe to them. Um and yeah, I think overall like with some of these maps, especially now, like and even in the past too where we had just the standard amount of maps coming out, and like we need to buy DLC, or now we're getting just a couple kind of drip fed to us. It is an easy thing for them to do, to just go and add a different, skin to whatever's going on. I wish they could just go and do that all the time, instead of just like, they do one for Christmas, and then like I don't even know the next holiday that's coming up. I hope that they just throw something in there like, hey, we're gonna go and redesign it for a week and jump into this playlist.
It's probably gonna be Valentine's Day, if it's my guess.
Yeah, I'd have to assume so too.
They did that for Cold War and all the other games after that.
Yeah. So no, they've added like some decent stuff to it, which is nice. But we were just talking about shipment too. Like they added that in, and bro, it looks kind of cool, but it does bother me that the shipment. Have you played it on this game at all?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Like it's the exact same from MW2.
Yeah.
Like
this game is MW2. Well, no, MW2 should have been this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that I'm just like, bro, come on. Like they couldn't even try to make it look a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I don't care enough because shipment's like whatever. It's a square map with a T in the middle. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I just use it for camos. That's all that matters to me for that map.
Yeah, no, I suppose. Like if you're gonna be just hanging there for camos and stuff, that's the spot to do it. But for me, it's just like a laziness thing. I'm like, dude, really? Like you could have done it. Like it's such a small map. You could throw a different skin on it. And like with the shipment or shipments now, like it does look different. And I like it. Like I think back to something like in like World War II when I think they had shipment on there. I believe they did. And just all the different iterations of it, or think about like Nuketown.
Yeah.
Like how many different looks that map's had. And there's been ones that are fan favorites throughout the years. I wish shipment for this game, they could have done something a little bit different with it and then been like, oh, that is a nice moment from MW3 is that they actually did like a classic map. They did it justice.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I think Nuketown's a little bit different just because it's bigger. So that you have more room to do stuff. I just don't know like what you can do with shipment to make it. I mean, you can make it look prettier. But yeah.
Outside of that, it's kind of tough.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's just a square with a T in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, like Nuketown, you're right. I wish Nuketown was in like a lot more CODs.
Yeah. Treyarch got that thing locked down. They're like, you're not touching this. This is our shipment, and no one else is like redoing it.
Yeah, there's no way that anybody thinks that shipment is better than Nuketown, right?
No, there's no way. Nuketown's way better. Nuketown, like even for I mean, shipment by far is the best map to like grind any like levels, camos, like all that. Yeah. But is it as enjoyable to play like Nuketown? No, definitely not.
No, I agree. I think shipment, it's one of those maps where you can just be piecing on it. And then you can also just be in the absolute blender, where Nuketown, like you said, the size of it, you got way more leeway with it. And I liked it. I liked it when they did the addition in, was it Black Ops 2 or was it Black Ops? No, Black Ops 3, where they had the whole wall running system on there. I mean, that was sick. Leave it to Treyarch to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't grind camos on that map. I mean, you're going to be doing that once we get back into the swing of the camo grind. You're going to be stuck on shipment 24/7.
Shipments, it's good for that. It's productive. Just going to town, like it's way better than just playing regular maps, like trying to grind stuff out.
Yeah, and if you're trying to grind levels too, I mean, shipment's always going to be the one to do.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. When you're like trying to be strategic, playing on regular maps, going for certain challenges, it's hard because the people you play against, they're not going to play the way that you expect. And shipments is just a mess. So sometimes you'll just get lucky, just over and over and over again, getting camo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, or you just got to hold like one quadrant.
Yeah.
And just have a head glitch, have it like set up.
Yeah.
And play that anyway.
Yeah, whatever the challenge is.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was overall like I'm pretty happy with them. I think they're gonna be adding a bit more as time goes on. I did see some stuff like there's a new playlist or like a new game mode, or I don't know, like a party mode
Yeah,
that
party
they added.
modes.
Yeah, with like the snowballs and stuff like that. I haven't gotten a chance to play this yet.
Yeah, they've had a game mode like this. I want to say it was either in Cold War or Vanguard with the snowballs.
I can't remember what it was.
But I mean,
I
again,
like
it's
Cold
fun.
War.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just, again, plays in with the holidays.
Yeah. No, it's an easy one to do, and we talked about it before. I mean, I just think that all these party modes, like party modes in general, should just be a staple of Call of Duty. They should always have them. I think at launch, it's just a fun thing to kind of wind down from. Or especially the ones that they had in Black Ops 1, like all those wager matches or the wager modes. I think those should I don't know why they don't add them in all the time, or they're like rare things to add. Like stones, one in the chamber, gunfight. I think they've continuously added that one. But man, all those other ones, those are so much fun. I don't know why they leave them out all the time.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think they just know that it's fun, so they try to rotate them out. There's like, I like gunfight a lot, but to me, that's not it's not really like a party game mode. Like, because you have to try, like, to become first. It's like a free for all, just randomized weapons. Where like one in the chamber and like sticks and stones and stuff, it's like you could be at a high so fast and then like get ruined in a second.
Yeah.
So I think they should have those like as like a staple, but they are adding them this season. So
yeah, which is a relief. Which we had already talked about in the last episode. It's great that like this season already has so much stuff that's going to be going for it. Which yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that they're able to keep this going and not do this as the seasons go on. I mean, they're just trying to get us like right off the bat with most of this stuff. Because it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to like keep up this pace.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm wondering. Like we talked about the last episode, season 1 is like just jam packed full of content. I just wonder how much are they going to do for like every other season. Like I hope they don't slack to the point where they're like, oh, we gave you guys so much season 1. I don't think they will, in terms of like even if they give us like a little bit, I hope it's like quality, like really good stuff. Like the raid episodes, they didn't like highlight those all that much in MW2. Like there's a small little like block in the roadmap promos. If they promoted that more and like say they made the raids like even better, like I'm down for that. Or they release new maps like Meat and Grease that are like actually good maps. I'm cool with that. But as long as there's a lot of value in it.
Do we even know if those raid episodes are coming back?
No idea, but I'd imagine they do.
Dude, I hope so.
Because they left us at a cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah. Like, do you think that they realize, like, dude, the campaign, we fucked it up so bad, we can't handle anything that's slightly story related, so they're just gonna chalk it up?
Nah, or they're like, okay, we have to rush and do this. Now let's make part of the campaign the raid episodes.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, because it does seem like they just got rushed into the campaign. They're like, oh shit, we have to just get this done.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's like 100% what happened with it because of all the glaring holes in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of worries me a little bit, bro, that they haven't said anything about this. I mean, they made a statement pretty much saying that DMZ was dead.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're not going to be doing anything with it. Like the servers are going to stay on the old COD. They're not being transferred over. But this thing, like you said, the story was left on a cliffhanger, and it was really good for anybody who had played it. You would know. And this was such a big thing for us with our final score in MW2. Like, bro, this is gonna hurt this game if they don't end up adding these. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna hurt us if they don't add them.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
there are a lot of people that didn't play the raid episodes. Like, they just didn't care for them. Which I can understand why, because they didn't really promote it or anything. But if you actually played it, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, they were such a good part of the game.
Yeah.
And that story was already written, you know? Like it wasn't like a really, I don't know, not a really complex story, and it was already there. But that being said, that was the same thing to be said with MW2. You know, the story was already there. They just had to kind of keep the ball rolling. They already had the whole plot with Makarov, and they somehow ruined it.
Yeah.
You know, and they have it with MW2 as to how the raid ended. You're like, oh, dude, we're ready to go for the next one. But they somehow could screw that up. And then we would hate the raid episodes.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I think they will do raid. I think they'll do something like that. Cause Sledgehammer's doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, they're actually like listening, which I appreciate.
Yeah, no, they've definitely listened to the feedback. And I don't know what the feedback's been on the maps, like you had mentioned earlier with Meat and Grease. But like talking about quality, like they're really good, you know. I think they're a lot better than the DLC maps that we got in MW2.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I actually look forward to playing those maps.
Yeah, I agree. Grease is really fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of the MW2 maps. We had the map that we liked was the DRZ zone or whatever that thing was. That's probably like one of the best DLC maps in MW2. That was fun to play.
I would say it was the best. And then there was the one that had the like in the middle of it, it had the fountain, and then it had that big staircase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kunstenar district, was that what it was?
Yeah. I like that one too. I mean, again, like I think MW2, I like the majority of all the like new maps that they added. But, you know, we're saying like these aren't like the best maps in the world. They're good enough to play on.
Yeah.
But Grease and Meat were a lot of fun. Like,
yeah.
I like playing those maps.
Yeah. No, I do too. And honestly, like I was surprised that they were really good. Like they were as good as they ended up turning out to be. But as you know, like they're quick to judge these maps and compare them with what we already have.
Yeah.
So thinking like in the next couple of seasons, like they could put out some maps that completely suck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then like the whole season, people are just kind of bummed about it because the only new maps that we're going to be getting in a rotation of maps we've already played suck.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'd much rather play Grease than like Favela and State. And oh yeah, I'm trying to think. Definitely those two maps. I mean, again, I like all the MW2 maps for the most part. But I think where like the best maps lie, honestly, are MW3, like the OG MW3. And I really, really hope they bring like a couple of those back, because I think that'd be a lot of fun on this game. Just the way like a couple of them are mapped out.
Yeah. Like, dude, can you imagine playing Resistance?
Yeah. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah. Or your favorite, bro, Carbon?
Yeah. Fucking Carbon. I'm trying Mission would
Hard
be
Hat.
Hard Hat. Yeah, Hard Hat I think would work really well on this game.
Yeah, no, and Mission too.
Yeah.
Mission, such a good map.
Yeah. I'm trying to think Hard Hat though, like I wonder if they would add a bunch of like these stupid places where you can mantle and then you just see over everything.
Yeah, I'm thinking like in the like where like the quarry kind of section is, you know? Like on that kind of area that's like on the opposite end of the tube that connects both sides. Like I feel like there you could probably be mantling up and like
looking over looking over to the other side of the tube.
Oh yeah, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with high rise, you can just you can get onto like random places you could never before. And it's just that's annoying. Like I really like high rise, but because of that, it's super annoying.
Yeah, like, dude, it pisses me off. You can jump on those generators like right in the middle, like on P1 of Hardpoint.
Yeah.
Like that shit drives me nuts.
Yeah, because you just get a vantage point of everything. And like I like Terminal way more in this game than High Rise. Because at least with Terminal, the spawns are god awful, but for the most part, like you can't really mantle over everything.
Yeah.
You can mantle up on like the top oil tank, like all the way to the top. But I mean, if you're up there, you're gonna get like gunned.
Yeah, I would say Terminal for the most part is the most untouched.
Yeah.
You know, like regarding the mantling that you're talking about and what you're able to do with this new movement, I think that's the only one where you said that top tank is the only place you could go, but it doesn't really change the game at all. Like I never looked there. You know, and most of the spots, like the only thing I noticed with it is that you can get up to spots faster. Like where the escalators are, you can just jump up on top of that platform. Like you can mantle up to that. Instead, back in the day, you could never do that. You'd have to take the ladder, or go like bottom of the tank and actually like climb the platform, whatever it is.
Yeah, you can get to the top of there. You have to, especially when you're at the top of the escalators too. Like not mantling on the side, but if you're just running, like you need a like strafe jump up onto there, and you can get on there. Which is, I mean, again, you have to be pretty like good with movement to do that, but you can mantle a lot in this just to get up there. But yeah, Terminal, I would say, definitely the least mantling map, I guess.
Least touched
mantling. Yeah. The only thing that's bad about it is the spawns, in my opinion. It for anybody that plays Terminal, just tip: if you get escalator spawns, you need to flip. If you don't have escalator spawns, literally the entire game, you'll win the whole game if you play the objective. Literally, like if you spawn out on escalators, especially on hardpoint, which is crazy. Like if you think about it, if you hold those like security spawns and like back terminal for 4 out of the 5 hills, you win.
Yeah.
Like,
which is insane.
Automatic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. But like, yeah, if you spawn escalators, it's a death trap.
No, but we've talked about it before because we'll be playing and then we're just like, all right, we need to get these spawns, you know, like your first thing. That's what you're saying. You're just like, all right, we got to get, you know, Esky spawns. And we'll say, all right, there we go. And then that map, we've had the biggest blowouts.
Yeah.
You know, like what was it, a couple of nights ago? I was pissed because I wanted to do 250 to 0.
Yeah.
But they ended we were at like 210 or 220.
Yeah,
and
it was
then
like
they ended up scoring.
It was P3 in the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they ended up scoring. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. But that's it, like case in point. You could just be in the cycle on that. If you control spawns, it's brutal. Which I saw on Twitter, a couple people were talking about. I think there was on one page they had mentioned spawns being like one of the worst things, or those revenge spawns, which was funny. I heard that term when we did our interview with Ben, which if you haven't, go check that out. I was like, oh, I like that term. Like, that's a good one. And then I saw it again now. So I guess it's just the commonplace thing, but that's the biggest problem with this game still is the spawns, in my opinion.
Yeah. Spawns are pretty bad. Like, I mean, they definitely can fix them, but in pubs, especially, you know, when people aren't really playing for spawns, you get those revenge spawns all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, I'll die from someone in the back and then I'll spawn right behind them and then kill them. Like, I mean, yeah, it works for me, but that just shouldn't happen.
Yeah. No, it never should. And like before we go on to that, like even with Shipment too, like I was playing that last night. Somehow they've made those spawns fucking worse.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
That they're worse than they were in the previous title. You could just sit in a corner and people will spawn on top of you.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole team will. And It's like, granted, I know it's a small map, and sometimes you gotta spawn where you gotta spawn, but even that's still as
Yeah.
a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, like, personally, like, that's my argument with Shipment. Like,
Yeah.
I've always said it, like, for every Shipment, that map is just so small. You have to spawn somewhere, like you said. And I personally, I think it's a skill issue if someone's just sitting in the corner, like, blocking those spawns. And yeah, like, you shouldn't spawn and be right in front of them and then die, but someone has to, like, realize that person's sitting there and, like, kill that person.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say, like, the majority of people never try to do anything.
Yeah.
But if you are playing, like, a 6 stack, though, that's actually good at the game, it does get hard because they just back themselves up into, like, every corner. And
Mhm.
you're spawning in front of them instead because you can't spawn behind them because they're backed up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it gets out of hand pretty quickly.
mhm.
Um, and overall, like, I would say with the other maps, like, outside of Shipment and outside of Terminal, um, it's you still just get so many of these random, like, what term I was saying was the revenge spawns, where people just spawn right on top of you for really no reason.
Yeah.
I like, there's no way um, that you're able to really block some of this stuff, or be able to, like, use your intuition to know that, like, looking at the mini map, okay, someone's going to be spawning here more than likely. There still is that to an extent, of course, but it's just a lot of this random stuff that you can never predict. And that's what, like, in pubs, it's insane. And then when we're going to ranked, like, I'm kind of worried about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think in pubs, it's tough because it's 6v6. In ranked, I think it'll be more manageable just because it's 4v4. It's still gonna happen, but I think we'll just have to be way more aware of where everyone is on the map. Like, I don't think we'll get those crazy spawns where they literally, like, you kill them and they spawn directly behind you
Could
just
you
because there's less
imagine?
people. Unless we got some idiot pushed up all the way up in their spawn, then
Right, of course.
that'll happen. But yeah, I think we'll get some whack spawns for sure.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be able to manage it more than pubs because I feel like in pubs it's already hard to manage spawns because people are just going around getting kills. But in this game, especially, like, the spawns are so bad, so super hard to manage.
Yeah, and especially to it being 6v6.
Yeah.
I think that adds an element to it as well. Um, but I'm surprised because they had made a statement, I can't remember how long ago, that they were aware of the situation. It was really weird how they said it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we understand. We're hearing people because Sledgehammer's been really good with that, being transparent." But they never said that they were going to work on fixing it or anything of the kind. And now we're in season 1, and I was kind of hoping to see a hot fix or something in the patch notes,
Mhm.
and haven't gotten anything,
No, yeah.
you know?
They made a slight update that made it worse.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
like,
what are we doing, guys?
yeah, yeah,
Going in the wrong direction.
yeah. Um, that's, like, the one thing about this game that right now is a spawns. Like, I think that's hurting a lot of people, not just the competitive players, because it's harder for them to predict and make players spawn. Like, like, that sucks. You're playing at a professional level and you are studying the game more than the average person, and you're doing everything right, but there's still, like, this randomness of these spawns. Like, you don't
Yeah.
know 100% that this person will spawn here.
Yeah.
You get this random ass spawn, and I'm sure, like, it'll happen to us. It's gonna be a close game, and then something random like that happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen unless they
Yeah.
fix it completely.
Yeah, like, this happened to me, last night when I was playing. I was on Afghan, and I was up at the cliff, right? And, I turned around and some guy was coming up the stairs, and I went and killed him, and then I went back to the cliff, and the guy spawned. If I'm facing, like, looking off the cliff, he spawned to the left of me, like,
Yeah,
right at the
at the
bottom of
bottom
the
of the
left
hill.
side there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he just came right up. I was like, "Bro, what?"
yeah,
It's like, you know? And it was within the feed where, like, I killed him,
Mhm.
and then the next kill was he killed me. I was like, dude, there's no way. I had to watch the feed. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Because he realized and he's like, oh my God, that
Yeah.
guy's probably still there,
Mhm.
I was bullshitting.
Yeah. That the Afghan spawn, that left side there. I swear to God, in Afghan, there's only like a handful of spawn points, and it
Yeah.
literally, if I get control of that the cliff area, I just sit and watch the hill, like the
Yeah.
bottom of the hill. Like they're gonna come from there.
Yeah.
Um, it's
All the
awful.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put people in a headlock really bad on that map.
Yeah.
But I do love Afghan, dude. I would
Yeah.
say like that's always been one of my favorite maps from MW2, and I still love it on this game. I think it's so fun. I don't know if other people like it as much,
Mhm.
but man, I vote for that map all the time if I could.
Yeah. No, I like that. It's a good pub map.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it is really, really good.
like I like how you can mantle on top of the wing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that back in the day too, so it's not like that's new or anything. But
No. No, and I like it for search too.
mhm. Yeah.
It's a good search map. Um, but yeah, I mean, like going back, like the spawns in this have just they've been tough. On meat in Greece, I mean meats, whatever. Greece, same thing. Like they're kind of dodgy. I would say they're more intuitive.
Mhm.
They're not as bad, but there are some of those random flips. Like we'll be playing hardpoint, and then we have to call it out because someone's got a UAV, or if I see someone shoot,
Yeah.
thank God on the mini map, and I'm like, oh, there they are,
Yeah.
you know. And we just
Mhm.
call it out. We're like, flip, flip.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just again, COD players, we all adapt. We'll adapt when ranked comes out, and I'm sure we'll get used to it. And then they're gonna change the spawns again once we get used to it,
Yeah,
like they always do. But um, I guess like that's part of the fun, at least in ranked, not in pubs. In pubs, it should be fixed. God awful. In ranked, it's fun because you get to like strategize and be like, oh, you can really outsmart another player just because they spawn in a certain area. But again, that takes the fun away when you get this random ass spawn where like you kill them and then they spawn like next to you.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You're like, how the fuck do I prepare for that?
Yeah.
Um, and it just kind of cheapens the kill, or
Mhm.
like cheapens your death. You're not like, if I'm gonna get outgunned, I'm gonna get outgunned. Or if I
Mhm.
make a stupid play, but that stuff, I'm like, bro, I have no control over that.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is. I mean,
We'll
we're just gonna,
adapt. We always
yeah,
adapt.
yeah, that's all we can do. They say that they're gonna go. Like I remember the pro store, they were talking about it. Like, oh, a big change is gonna come. Um, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if nothing big changes in the entire lifespan of this game. But if they do tweak those spawns and make them a little bit better, then I'll be happy.
Mhm.
Then the score at the end of the year, Justin, goes up a bit.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, like overall though, bro, like we've been just chilling with that for the most part.
Mhm.
It's been smooth sailing. Like I said, we're gonna be going into our holiday break, and
Yeah.
then we'll just keep along the grind there with the levels. And then
Mhm.
we said ranked is coming out January 17th, which I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Um, can't come soon enough, bro.
I know. I can't wait for ranked. Ranked is gonna be a lot of fun.
It's
Like
weird playing COD now where we just play and we don't even play ranked.
yeah, exactly. And we're watching like the pros play. That's
Yeah, I
just
hate
like
it.
it's annoying. Like I understand why, like it's not released yet, and we talked about it in the Gersh episode too. We asked him if he would want ranked out as fast as possible, and it's like he made a great point where he wants it fixed and the rule set like on paper. So, we don't load into ranked and it's a free for all, dude. Like people are using like the MTZs where it's GA'd or, using like the snipers. That'd be awful.
Yeah. I mean, it would be, I would hate it.
Yeah.
I'd flip, people are using shotguns.
Yeah.
Bro, get that nonsense out of here.
Yeah. I want them to finalize a rule set and then put it out. Which I mean, again, January is early. at least in the time frame of when they've been putting out. So
Yeah.
can't complain. And we're literally gonna be playing ranked, and then the weekend after we go to the major. So like that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to like try to grind ranked as much as we can.
Yeah.
Since we're not going to be playing during that time, of course.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be like a little taste of it. Then we got to come back. We'll come back after the major and we'll be fine because we're just going to be taking notes the entire time.
Yeah, and we're gonna be like, wow, I wish we were playing right now. I wish after the major we could go back and play.
You know, that's something like a little side thing. Is I always wonder what that's like because we're probably never going to do that. Unless we are a complete psychopaths and bring our consoles with us. But to think of those people who probably live in the city, you know, like they go and they watch the game in person and then they just go back and play. Like, bro, that's a mega buff.
Oh, dude, you must be shooting so straight. And your brain's just like working overtime. You know everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you've just been sitting there all day like this, just watching COD, you know, and seeing these guys in person. And you're like, you got to take it back against your lowly bronze 2 players, your silvers and golds. Be smoking these people.
Yeah. No, yeah, because when you watch the games, like not live and just watch them on stream, and then you're ready to go and play, like it's still a buff.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, I've done it a few times, no bullshit, where like the games aren't even on, but I'll go and watch. I'll go watch COD games just to get myself like, cause maybe if I'm not feeling it, I'm just like, dude, like my hands are cold, they feel heavy, like I don't feel good, like I gotta go watch some people and get me amped a little bit. Like, dude, I'll just watch like highlights of people getting shit on.
Yeah,
you know, people getting up screaming at him, like that just does me. And I'm like, okay, now we're good. You know,
we're good. We're in the mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's totally mental. It has nothing to do with my hands.
Yeah.
But instead of me rolling out of work and being like, oh, let's go play a little bit, you know?
Yeah. No, it's all mental. It's like, well, when you get in the mood,
Yeah. 100%.
But that is good timing though. Like we got ranked, super excited for that. Week after we got MWIII, which is gonna be a blast. If you guys haven't, go buy your tickets.
Yep.
Well, we say like imagine going and playing COD like right after, but you know, obviously like we're not doing that. I would say the majority of people aren't doing that because we're in the city where we got a lot of food places.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you're just hanging out with your friends and stuff at these events.
Yeah. No, I mean we'll probably never do that, but
no.
Yeah, just because the whole experience. I mean, like you don't really. I'd rather be doing all that stuff than playing COD.
Yeah, we've got the rest of the year to play.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, go get your tickets. I can't wait for this major, dude. Like it's coming up. I can't wait either, so fast.
Yeah, I know. Like we're gonna be right into January, and I'm gonna be fucking hyped.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna be really good. Something that I want to touch on, bro. You know who's not having a good next year?
That's fine.
The man himself, bro. You like that segue? Yeah. So this was kind of like, honestly, this was big news. Like we'll wrap on this on a nice doom and gloom moment for him, but good for us. Well, actually, no, not doom and gloom because the guy made out with a fat stack of cash.
Yeah, so he might not be like totally upset.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just because I'm sure he's got a little bit of an ego.
Yeah.
But it was Bobby Kotick.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say his last name, Kotick or Kotick. He's stepping down from Activision Blizzard, being like the main guy there at the end of this year. So, I mean, he's only got, I don't know, like a week or so left, give or take, whatever it is, how many days it is until he's gone. Dude, the whole community, I hope he stayed off social media when this happened because, bro, I didn't see anybody being like, dude, no. Everyone was like, get him out.
Yeah. He, I mean, again, we won't go into politics, you know, about this because I just rather
we can talk about the games though.
Yeah, we can talk about the games. Yeah. I don't want to go into like all of that, but you know, track record of CODs, right, hasn't been so hot the past couple of years.
No.
Yeah. So, and for people that don't know who he is, he's a CEO. Like, we'll just put that out there and end it there with that. But yeah, past couple of years, we haven't had that many great CODs. Our favorites were Cold War in this game. And Cold War came out in 20, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
2020.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a couple of years, man. So new CEO coming in. I'm sure like sometime next year. If not, like they already know like internally. But hopefully this impacts the games a little bit. Maybe the new CEO will let developers like listen to the community, like Treyarch, you know?
Yeah,
Um which like I'm sure you've seen the news of Treyarch and like the news about uh Call of Duty Gulf War and like Black
the
Ops
one
2, the
after that,
sequel.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Gulf War, and then after that, the 2025 COD is Black Ops 2, the sequel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it's like Treyarch has always done a great job listening to the community. Um, I wonder what their relationship was with like, Activision,
yeah,
because, the other developers just didn't get it right, but Treyarch
right.
always does. So I wonder if this is like going to help the, developers.
Yeah, I wonder that too. Because again, I don't know how much of an impact he had on stuff like that regarding like if he had a stranglehold on these developers as to what they need to put in the game and like how they put it out. I do know just from uh like I don't play the game. I don't play World of Warcraft, but watching streamers who had talked about it, like they were very happy that he was gone because they strongly felt that he was a big reason why that game had gone downhill in recent years. Now again, it's like I can't say it 100%, but I would suspect that he has something to do with it. I mean,
Mhm.
he's the CEO of the goddamn company, like, he's gotta play some role in it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm curious to see how those games end up shaping up. Um, and if there's anything with this game too, as to like what goes on with it for the rest of the year.
Hmm.
Because again, I don't know how that relationship changes, if it changes at all. Um, and yeah, I don't really know what it's like, but it just was a big move because he's been in the spotlight for not like the best reasons.
Hmm. Yeah.
um, yeah, and again, especially too with like the games that Activision Blizzard have been putting out haven't always been the hottest. Like I said, we've been coming off a bad few years of COD. Um, but yeah, he made out with like I don't know how much money. It was a few hundred million, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot. Uh,
Yeah,
but I'd imagine like he cares about the bottom line, right? He has to make sure the shareholders are all happy. And I can't say for sure, but I'd imagine like he's not in the weeds of, oh, this would be good for Call of Duty in the
no,
community.
no,
He's
no,
like,
no.
you got to do what you got to do to make as much money as possible.
Yeah,
And again, it's like in the Ben episode, why he mentioned slightly like the problems that we see on a day-to-day basis with the game, if it's not that big of a problem to, Activision, to where like it impacts their bottom line, they're not really going to take a look at it because it's not broken in their eyes. Like it's
right.
working. What do you mean? It's generating like plenty of revenue for us. So why would we fix it?
Yeah, I mean, those are the same people who would say like, "Oh, we need to get rid of microtransactions in games and all that stuff."
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're out of your mind. Like, that's
Yeah.
never gonna happen because of the amount of money that's like the billions of dollars every year that are
Hmm.
made from it. It's just gonna be a staple.
Yeah.
And I would imagine Bobby's role is that he has his people underneath him who go to these developers and work with them and tell them what they need, and then he, if anything, just signs off, being like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
whatever,"
He's way too I mean, not to like put him at a pedestal, but he is like the CEO. He's not in the weeds, looking at the game. All
Oh
he has to
yeah.
do is make sure that his shareholders are happy and money's being made.
Well,
And, if that's
yeah.
happening, why are they going to do
Then
anything?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I won't go off on a tangent, but I saw with Jeff Bezos where he was talking about, like, obviously being the CEO of Amazon. Um, and he's like, my whole day is decision making.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is. He's like, it's meetings where they bring things to me and it's just, okay, is this what we should do? Like, do we need to do this? And signing
Mhm.
off saying, like, yeah, let's green light this. Like, hold on, let's, not do this. Let's rethink it. Um, and I'd assume too, like in most of those roles at big companies like that, that's what it is, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, anybody
Now,
that's listening that's in corporate America, that's the structure of every single like job.
yeah,
The more senior you become, the less work you do. It's more meetings and decision making.
yeah. Now, like, how much is he really thinking? Like, okay, well, we're hitting our numbers too, but like, what about the player retention and stuff like that? Are like the people who buy our games enjoying them? Like there may be a CEO out there who may care about that or may ask those questions. Was
Yeah,
he that guy? I don't know.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, like you said, he has to care about the bottom line, which is obviously important for the game to exist.
Yeah,
But like you said, those microtransactions, right? That let's use like the CDL for example. They sell all these skins. Maybe they make like a couple $1,000,000, whatever, right?
right,
And he has to make the decision of, okay, well, you can keep like 3% and we'll keep 97% of what the revenue. Or, new CEO comes in, let's say they like, oh, okay, this revenue doesn't impact us all that much. Maybe we give, the owners of the CDL more.
right,
Here's like a bigger pool. You guys, this is the amount of money we can allocate to you. Do whatever you want with it.
right,
Meaning like bigger prize pool, more events, maybe owners get paid out more, stuff like that. Player salaries go up. But yeah, those are decisions I'd imagine that he definitely could do if he wanted.
right.
Um, and the people that are like under him and stuff.
Yeah,
But either way, new CEO is going to come. I'm sure there's going to be a change. Whether that's going to be a big change or not, like we don't know yet. Obviously, it's not.
yeah,
We don't know the future.
yeah. I mean, like closing it, like I would imagine that stuff like that when you're in that role, making those turns is like being like turning on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? Like they may make small changes, or even make big changes, but for those to actually be seen by people, I would imagine it's going to take a while. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't think we're going to see it. Like going on my point before, kind of changing it. I don't think we're going to see much of a change with MW3 regarding like, you know, really anything
Mhm.
on that front. I think though with the future CODs, I think we might start to see a bit of a shift because it is a big change, but those moves that he's going to make or who or she, wherever they're going to do, that stuff's that's not just like we sign off on it on one day and then okay, we're going to change it, the way we do everything, you
Mhm.
know. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be a while.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it'll be a while. Um, I don't think we're going to see a change at all in MW3, like you said. But
No.
again, it does help that MW3 is a fun game. Like
Yeah.
I would say the majority of
Exactly.
us like this game. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I think we lucked out.
No, we definitely did. I mean, like it's a really really good title in the past few years. It's for sure like it's the second best.
Mhm.
Um, so I cannot complain. I think we're in a decent spot. Like closing, we could have a better game. Like
Mhm.
there could be things that are fixed about it. Mainly the spawns, but like other than that, bro, like there's not really much else I would
No,
change.
dude, that's what I'm saying. Like I we complain about the spawns every year. Spawns are always broken every year. Granted,
Yeah,
this year, like, yeah, it is messed up, like, definitely more.
yeah,
But I always expect spawns to be broken on like
yeah,
every COD. And again,
yeah,
like every COD player, if you play a lot, like you just adapt to it.
yeah.
You get used to it game after game. And the fact that we're only complaining about spawns is
It's
pretty
pretty good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because again, if that's already expected, then No, Vanguard, we had a lot to complain about. MW2,
yeah,
we had stuff to complain about. This game, we have red dots. We
yeah,
they did everything that we complained about in MW2.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So again, if you haven't bought the game and you see all these
yeah,
sales going on, I vouch for it. I
yeah,
recommend.
yeah. And
You
there's a
know.
lot of like content, like you said. There's multiplayer, campaign you can skip, especially if you're like an OG Call of Duty player.
Don't play it. Don't play
it. Zombies is good. We haven't like dove into it like all that much, but Zombies is really good.
Yeah.
Warzone,
it's got
way
all
better.
good stuff. Yeah. So we leave it on that, bro. This game's got good shit.
Oh,
you know,
does.
I mean, yeah, just like overall, like we're gonna keep on playing the season 1, roadmap. We'll be cruising along with it. Next time we're talking to you guys, talking about the season, we'll be a lot deeper into it. There'll be more content regarding it, and then we'll be pretty close to the major, so it'll be hype about that, which I'm looking forward to. We'll do our predictions. Boston's going to win the whole fucking thing.
Whole thing.
3-0, everybody.
Yeah. And so weird that it's coming up.
Yeah, I know.
Few weeks.
I know.
Technically.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to share with everybody here. It's going to be cool.
I know. Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do like a little, I don't know, like series or something on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like post our stories or something.
Oh, yeah. 100% going to be posting the stories. The stories into the TikTok at the COD Casuals if you haven't followed it, But yeah, man, I think that's it, bro. Are you good?
Yeah, just Happy New Year's to everyone. I know.
Happy New Year.
2024. It's gonna be a fun year. We got a good game. We got a lot of good content. So
there's a lot of good stuff to be happy about.
Yeah.
100%. But anyway, again, everybody, thank you for tuning into episode 150 of the COD Casuals podcast. Again, go to anchor.fm/COD Casuals to follow us on all streaming platforms, as well as going to the aforementioned TikTok and Instagram. If you don't want to watch the whole episode, be sure to go over there. The YouTube as well to go watch the video. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And then we always mention on all those platforms on Anchor, 5-star.
5-star rating, baby.
5-star always, baby. We appreciate that. And yeah, I think that'll do it, bro.
Yeah.
So again, thank you everyone for listening to episode 150 of the COD Casuals podcast. We're your host, Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.